And we are live on YouTube on the Elsewhere podcast. Okay, oh, look at me distorted.
What's up?
Here. There's Polychuck right there, guys. He's coming to talk
Hey guys,
to us
what's up?
today. Tell us if our sound's okay, if you can hear us, so at least we know. Don't wait for 20 minutes while I disappear. Look, I'm disappearing.
If you can hear me, if you can hear a cat, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know. I know there's a delay, but I want to knock that out now because last time there was
Yeah.
a whole thing going on and that was not fun.
With somebody, like a delay with the other person.
Yeah, I think we have a tiny bit, but then also they have a delay. Like we talk and then they'll respond in like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay. We have a little bit of delay, so maybe a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to adjust to that.
I take pause.
Yeah.
We adapt. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm quiet. For once, I'm quiet. I'm never quiet. Hold on. Is that better? Am I less quiet?
I can hear you fine.
I think it's on their side, but that's okay because
Yeah.
I'm usually super loud. But
Well, it'll balance things out.
yeah, pretty much. But no, I'm appreciate you taking the time today to come hang out with us. And
It's a pleasure.
thanks. Thank you, Kudasari. She told me it's better now. But no, I've been looking forward to this because we've had a lot of people on here for different backgrounds. We've had like rap, we've had producers, we've had beat makers, we've had authors, we've had, other types. But the one thing I've been wanting to get on is somebody that does rock. Like,
Yeah, here I am. I didn't do rock my entire life. I did other genres before. I only
you and the
Sorry.
guitar, I mean, like, kind of
yeah.
that's rock for me.
No, it totally is. And so I mean, before I was doing the music that I'm doing now, which is considered rock, obviously. I tried different other stuff before I did this project. I was I guess the first bands I ever was in were like more heavy metal, and I guess it's a subgenre of rock in a way, but like more metal, heavy metal, punk rock, all that stuff. And then I did a little bit of country too, something like maybe 6-7 years ago, and now I'm back to the shred and the guitar solos and the rock. So yeah, I guess yeah.
Well, how long have you been playing the guitar? Like, is that the first instrument that you started with? Like, because you played it
Yeah.
since what? You were a teenager, right?
Even before that, I've been playing guitar for 26 years. That makes me look old. I'm 32. I started at 6. Oh, in 96, I started playing guitar.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long time, yeah. It's been a long time. I was hanging out with my buddy. Actually, I have a friend. I do music with a friend, a guy from Toronto. And sometimes we meet up and we make songs. The song I just released with xxKaTxx. His name is xxKaTxx. He's like a TikTok sensation, whatever. That kid is 18 years old. So I've been playing guitar for longer than he's been alive. So yeah, anyways.
No, it's fun when you end up with those like milestones because I have a son who's 18, a daughter who's a senior this year, and an 8-year-old. So,
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, well, I've been doing this forever," I'm like, "Oh, how long?" They're like 3 years.
Yeah, well, different
Like, I think I have
perspective.
socks older than you.
Yep, yeah.
I'm
That's
just
crazy.
or things that are in my fridge older than you, unfortunately. But no,
Yeah.
it's really cool because I started playing piano when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I took lessons from my best friend's mom, and didn't continue because we didn't actually have a piano. We just had a keyboard, and they didn't want to do pedals, and I was like, yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
I wasn't that serious about it. That's as far as I could do. I could play like da 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 da. That's it. That's all for release and
Yeah.
entertainer.
I mean, yeah, but it's something, it's cool for kids to discover music and they see if they like it or not, but at least they have a basic understanding of it, and that's something, I wish when I was a kid, I was doing, music. Obviously my parents were into music and stuff, but I wish I had started sports younger, all my friends were doing sports, and I was not. I was more pushed or drawn to music.
Right.
Yeah. So we all have our different, backgrounds and stuff.
No, I get that. And it's like, it's only like hindsight that people wish that, oh, I wish I would have done
Yeah.
whatever it was, when I was younger, so that now you could have that experience. And unfortunately, that's, missed the boat on that, because it's easier to learn when you're a kid, even though people
Yeah, it's
learn.
easier to learn. But I believe that even though it's easier to learn when you're a kid. It's never too late to learn a new skill, or something, or just start something. It's never too late. I started doing martial arts at 27 years old, 26, 27, late 26, early 27. So, and now I love it. I've been doing it for 5 years.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, it's never too late to learn a skill. Maybe if you're 99 years old and you want to do like something crazy, something athletic, maybe it's a little too late. But other than that, it's never too late. It's going to take more time, and we have like responsibilities as adults. Like, we have lives and our jobs and stuff, so we have less time to dedicate to that new thing.
Exactly.
But I think it's never too late. I have students, because I teach guitar. That's what I do for a living. I have students that are all ages, so, and everybody who's putting in the time and the effort is making progress and becoming better as they practice and progress. So yeah.
No, I agree. I'm a huge proponent of people can do whatever they want, and it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to do something, you should just go for it, because I mean, I've done my job for 25 years almost now. And now I'm doing this. I've only been doing a podcast for like, what month is it? Almost 8 months now. And
Nice.
I've only been on YouTube at all in any capacity, even as a viewer, for a year. And in 8
Oh, wow.
months. About a year, yeah. So
Yeah.
just out of the blue, you stumble into something and you find something you really like doing, and then you just do it. It doesn't matter. And if you're just having a good time and it's your dream, I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like, people are going to resonate with you because they feel the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially music.
That makes me think of before I was doing Instagram and TikTok and posting my videos, as a guitarist, and posting stuff on it. I didn't really have an Instagram. I had an Instagram page, but it was just like a personal account, whatever, like everybody. And then what kept me from posting music, guitar videos and stuff, is I thought there was guys that were so much better than me, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna, I'm not the best. So, and I guess everybody has those thoughts at some point. And then I kind of realized that, it's not about others, and it's not about comparing yourself to others. Just do what you do, and if people like it, they'll like it. If they don't, they won't. And it turns out a lot of people like what I do.
No, absolutely.
So,
especially with music, because you'd be surprised. I've heard some things that people have requested, like on reaction channels and stuff, and I'm like I think it sounds like a toilet flushing and then someone playing a whistle, and I'm like,
well,
and they're like, this is amazing. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, there's something.
Some people
for
are gonna
everybody.
like it. Some people are gonna like it. So you never know. And one of the things that really made me, this might sound bad, but one of the things that made me want to start posting videos is that I saw people playing guitar and other instruments on Instagram and having tons and tons of followers, but I felt like I was better than them, and it's not that to compare myself with them, but I just thought, well, they're better than some people, and some people look up to them. Well, I'm better than some people, and these people are going to look up to me. It doesn't mean I'm the best. You don't have to be the best, but you have to be just good enough so people look up to you and want to follow you. You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's a good point, because I mean, it's motivation. Because I mean, a lot of people,
exactly.
They don't do something because they think that, oh well, someone else is going to be better at it, or I'm just not going to be able to reach the level I want to. But yet, I mean, you're never going to reach any level unless you at least try. And at least having a motivation of somebody being like, well, shit, I'm better than them. I mean, at least that
Yeah.
gives you like a step up, like a step forward, or something
Yeah.
kind of pushing you a little bit,
Yeah.
which I
And
completely agree.
also, I think that um, on especially on social media these days, if you're just too good and too kind of out of reach and too like godlike, people are not gonna they're not gonna connect with you. They're not gonna identify with you. They're gonna say, well, this person is just in another, so they don't feel connected to that person. But if you're good but still a human being who makes mistakes, they'll feel more connected to you. I think it's an important part of nowadays. Social media has especially Instagram. In the beginning, it was so fake and so people are fed up with that. They want to see real life stuff. You know what I mean?
No,
So
absolutely. I avoided Instagram because the only things I ever knew about it were that you could just post pictures, and there were these people who became insta famous that were self absorbed and kind of obnoxious.
yeah,
And so, for
yeah,
some reason, that just didn't appeal to me. I wouldn't know why. And with social media now, I feel like it's required that people creating any type of content be more accessible, especially if they're independent.
yeah,
Um, that's where your fan base is going to come from. I mean, flat
yeah,
out.
yeah. Because people want to feel that connection. They want to feel like they're a part of your community or your world. It's not like, oh, look at this god. This is not how people feel anymore. And I would I would bet that Instagram has caused more emotional damage and insecurities than the opposite. So many people probably just look at those as influencers and go like, well, I'm not worthy. I'm not, you know what I mean? So
Well, on top of that, people have an expectation. Like, I know there's a lot of people that go out there that want to post content, like on YouTube, and they want to make it big, right? Oh, I'm going to be a YouTuber.
yeah,
I'm going to get all of this. I'm going to get this money and this fame and these subscribers. And it just isn't like that. I mean, sure, you might have a one off. I mean,
yeah,
and the same with music and with Instagram. Like, you actually have to interact and build your communities. You can't. And it's funny because life started out where we were all in our local communities, and then we got the internet. And now our
yeah,
community is the entire world, which is massive and too much. And so
yeah,
now people are ironically looking for communities online.
yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it's kind of that boils back down to that's kind of what we want in the first place. That's what we had. We got rid of it, and now we want it back.
Yeah, that might be like part of how like humans as a society, how we've always wanted to interact. I mean, look at maybe like a million years ago. I don't know if humans have been around for a million years, but I'm just saying like there were tribes and there were communities and there were what I mean. So we kind of that's what we're looking to. We want to have that sense of belonging to a community. So that's totally natural. I believe it's totally normal.
And it makes people more personable. You can, if you have music and then you're actually there and you respond to people or you respond to comments, and not every comment, because who has the time in the day to do that every single time.
Yeah,
However, if you are personable and you are interacting with people, they resonate with you more because you're more real to them. When
yeah,
before it used to be you go to Walmart and you'd pick up a CD, hearing that it was coming out and hoped it would be good because they were these untouchables. And now
yeah, yeah,
people can, for lack of a better way to put it, people can be your friend and be an artist,
yeah,
and it's really cool, and people really like that. They like to know you as a person, your
yeah,
story, your background, which is kind of what we do here, is give
yeah,
a little bit more insight into who you are, not as formal as an interview, but like what's
yeah,
important to you, like what do you want to say versus what do I want you to say to fit the brackets of
yeah.
what a good interview is, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but
yeah, totally. It makes sense because we're having a conversation. You get to see the real person. You get to see the person as they are when they're having a conversation. rather than, okay, here are those pre-prepared questions and I have my pre-prepared answers to look good. And people can see through that.
Yeah.
People can see through that,
Which, I mean,
So,
sometimes they throw a zinger in there, but that's the thing is you just gotta go with somebody that you can trust isn't gonna back you into a corner and try and get a, got 'em moment in
yeah.
the conversation, because I think that's crap when people do that. But by the way, I just want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all in there. Blindsight's here. Luce is here. He's a reactor. Blindsight's an artist.
Cool.
Pookie Ann, I always say her name wrong. She's here. She's been here for a minute. Bridget, I saw her swing through. By the way, got that. So thank you for that, sweetheart. Jared popped in. Of course, Kudasari is here. And I'm scrolling. See, guys,
What's up, guys?
he's
See your name?
here. There's my camera, right? He's there, and my laptop's here. So when you see my eyes like weird positions, that's because I'm trying to like look around while I go into the ether. Because apparently, if I crunch myself down, I disappear.
It's not too bad. We see the background in you, and we don't really see what's behind you. So
Yeah, you get the idea anyway. And I'm not concerned. Like, look, you can see. I think I don't even know what that is. That's my shop vac box that I'm using to pack stuff in.
nice.
No, but
In the middle
just-
of moving.
yeah. And thank you guys for being in here. We really appreciate it. We're gonna keep going, but I just wanted to at least acknowledge that I do see you. You guys, like, here's my center. If I'm looking forward, they're over here. So if you see me looking like this, I'm looking at the chat.
Cool.
No, but I've noticed that you've actually been in music with other bands recently. Seas on the Moon is one. I know there's another one, and I don't remember his name, and that's my bad. The song
That's just Cages.
And is it? They tend to be a little bit harder than your normal stuff.
I lost you for a second. Well,
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
on camera. I'm gonna turn that.
There you are.
Oh. Yeah, I lost you for 1 second. I don't know what happened.
No, I was just saying that you've been in with some bands, and they seem to have a harder sound than what your individual music is.
Yeah.
Is that something you're going towards, or just because it's fun to rock out with them in that way?
So I guess these the people I've been making music with are, and also there's another one that you've probably haven't seen yet, and he's a rapper, so that's completely different. But I'm there with him rocking and playing a solo. So
Is that the one where you're in front of the car and you play a guitar and then he does?
No,
later
no,
on?
that's another kid. So I'm just going, I'm meeting all these people online. I'm meeting all these people on Instagram and TikTok, and making friends with them. And this is me collaborating with people as a guitar player. It's not, no, it's there's no like limitations to, as far as genre. I just want to go out there and collab with people. This is me building my community and making friends with people
No,
of
I get
all
that.
genres.
I absolutely
And
get that.
And you know what? That's the benefit for me is I get to know people, I get to meet people, cool people for the most part, cool experiences. I'm exposed to their audiences, so that's it helps me promote me as an artist. And new experiences. I learned a bunch of stuff, and these people get to, exposure to my audience. So
Right.
it's just a win-win situation. I guess that's one of the strategies that I guess we use. I don't want to say the word strategy because it's really more of like we're having fun, we're having a good time. It's not really a promotional strategy per se, but it still is in a way. How it is nowadays. That's how, like, when we're talking about it, the community, the sense of community,
Yeah.
and just making friends with people, and networking and all that. So yeah, that's what I do. And Seas on the Moon, they happen to be probably the closest to what I do personally. as an artist. So that's probably the closest, even though it's a little bit more metal than what I do. It's probably the closest. Yeah.
No, I get that, and a lot of people that I know, um, I know a lot of independent rap artists, and so they do features or they collab.
Yeah.
Three of my closest people that I support their music are making music for four of them. Sorry, and they're like, one has three of them, the other one has the other three of them, and then the other one has this one, that one, and that one. So they're all
Yeah.
like making songs, different songs with each other, with at
Yeah.
least three out of the four each time. And
Yeah.
it's
And that
amazing. And they're all
came
coming out. Like, I get that completely.
that came from, for the most part, it came from the rap scene and the rap community, because back in the '90s, Wu Tang, they were just a bunch of guys doing things together and
Mm-hmm.
collabs, just collaborating on each other's album and featuring this person and featuring that person. You had that in rock too, but generally speaking, it was with a hip hop artist or a rap artist. You had Aerosmith with Run DMC. You had Anthrax with Public Enemy. You had Jay-Z with Linkin Park. It really came from the hip hop culture, that mentality.
Well,
And
I'm here for it. So,
yeah, it's just a super smart way of networking, promoting yourself, exposing your music to new audiences. It's just a super smart way to work. So I guess we're just starting now to do it in the rock world. And we're always a little bit late in rock. In rock, people still buy physical copies. People still buy CDs. They're not fully, on those digital platforms yet, like Spotify and all that. So it's always a little bit delayed for some reason, but it's the way it is.
no, and I still, like, I personally, I like physical copies because I have the thing, like, if the whole world shuts down, I at least have some batteries and a CD player, and,
Yeah,
you know, plus I can't figure out how to get my zip drive to work, to put everything on there and just plug it into my car.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
it doesn't want to plug in my phone, right? So I'm just like, I just pop the CD in and be done.
And it works. Yeah,
I mean, and
I like
now,
physical copies. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say,
But that,
now that
but
I'm
the,
older, I like the signed. I want signed
yeah,
physical copies, right? Like, I want it. I want the real thing.
yeah. I mean, there's something about having it. It feels like you have it. It feels like it's something. It feels almost. It feels like it has a value, because that's another thing with today's way of consuming music. People feel like it has almost like no value, which is not true. But it feels like it's like a free thing that's like in the air, and like, oh, it's just a song. I should have access to it for free. I mean, yes, nowadays that's the way it is. You have access to all the music you want for free. But there's somebody that made that music and that worked, their ass off to make that music. So it has a value, even though it's maybe not a physical and as it was before. It has value. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I know that. Of course, we were all in the Napster, LimeWire era. Yes, get all the music and not have to pay because we were all like young and dumb and broke.
Yeah,
And
I did the same thing.
but then now I look back and there's people that I know personally that they'll release music like, here, I want you to hear it, like, even sometimes before it gets released, and I'm like, I'm deleting this because I want to buy it off of whatever platform you put it on. I actually would like to contribute to your music and you as an
Yeah,
artist. As much as I
yeah,
appreciate that, the fact is that I don't think it's gonna kill me to pay the $1.99 to get the song that I want and to support that people in that way, you know.
yeah, yeah.
And it's just
I
it's
mean,
a respect thing now because I
absolutely.
understand better. Before I'm just like, I didn't care. But now I do
Yeah.
care because I know the people behind it and I want to support them. And maybe I can't throw money at people, but I can sure as hell find a way to pay for a song I want to keep for myself, right?
Yeah, $1 or $2. What's cool is that uh, more and more people, I feel like more and more people think that way nowadays, because it's been talked about a lot. Like, artists really usually don't make a ton of money, especially independent artists. So the way to help them keep making music that you enjoy is to spend that dollar. Obviously, that helps immensely, and more people know that, realize that, and they feel like they're contributing to the music. They feel like in a way they're contributing a little bit to the success of the artist. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember, I think it was, I might have this completely wrong, but because I wasn't actually listening on the platform at the time. But I remember it was a while back when streaming services first got big. I'm not talking Pandora, I'm talking more like Spotify really started to gain momentum. And people were angry at artists for not giving them the free, because the app is free, right? And then they're like, "Oh, well, wait, I have to pay for the song. It's supposed to be free." Like, people got mad, and some artists refused to put any of their music because they're like, people are just ripping it. People are just taking it, and they don't get paid, and they get paid like pennies on the dollar type issues. And some of these huge artists were bucking against that, like, I'm not cool with that, and people were mad at them. And I think the tides have turned to where people are now starting to understand that if you want it, then you have to pay for it, because most people, you do have to pay for a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. And like iTunes and Amazon and stuff like that. But people get super mad, but now that's not as big. I don't think that's a big deal anymore. People understand and are starting to see the importance of, well, because of all of this crap that's happening, people are going more independent than they are jumping onto a label, and because that's the only way to get on these platforms. Now they have all these opportunities, and they didn't have an opportunity when they were 20, but now that they're 40, they still play instruments, they still sing, they're still in a band. Why not? Why not put it out there?
Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's never too late to start doing something. And it's a time when we live in a time when it's time to be creative about the things we sell and the things we provide to the world. Music, just by itself, I guess it's not enough anymore. We have to, obviously it's not enough to make a living, but we have to come up with new ideas. So, and that's a positive thing, I believe. I make most of my from my music, because I'm also like a guitar coach and stuff. But most of my income as an artist comes from me selling the tabs or the notes for my songs and my solos. Right? So people want to, because most of my fans are also guitar players, because there's a lot of my music there's a lot of guitar in my music, a lot of guitar solos, so a lot of young guitar players enjoy my music. So they'll pay to give me $1, $2, $3, $10 for tabs, aka the notes or the sheet music for my songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, because when I've heard you play, I mean, it's really good. I mean, you obviously know what you're doing, so it's not like, they're not getting value out of that. It's just, and it is creative, because not everybody can sell their bathwater or.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's doing it. I think, I believe, in France or something.
I'm sure a lot of people are doing it. My mother told me about she ran into a TV show on, what is it? Voodoo or Vooey or View, I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
But it's basically a reality show about these two large women who men pay to eat on camera. Eat their food. Like, they just, like, they make sounds while they're eating.
Oh, I think I know. Do they have a show by the two women? Do they have a show on TV? Is that I forget what the show's called. reality show. Anyways,
I've
maybe it's
never
not.
seen it. She told me about it, and I was like, that's when I'm gonna put on my nope list. Like, I'm good. But people, they come up with these creative ways, and she's like, we're gonna order dinner. That's what my mom's telling me this. She's like, they're gonna order dinner, and so they just like go online and they say we're hungry, and people like boom, there's like $300, and they just order everything. I'm
Wow.
like, I'm
Yeah.
like, do I have some crackers? Do I need to eat something on camera to like? No, I'm kidding. But like, it's creativity, whether it's something you're into or not. It's still
Yeah.
creativity. It's like, well, I want to
Yeah.
eat, and some people like that, so let's do that.
I mean, but is it reliable? Can you do that your entire life, and people will,
until they
give you
keel over from a heart attack, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And like it's like those. I'm not judging, and
Yeah.
I'm not. But it's like the OnlyFans. I mean, at some point, dude, you're gonna. Or you can't do that in your entire life. At some point, you're gonna have to find something else to do.
Right. Well, I mean,
or unless you save most of that money and put it away and invest, and I don't know.
I think that people are in for like the temporary.
Yeah.
People don't really think long term as much anymore. When you think long term, you tend to go for different types, backup plans. Different things that you can do for the longevity.
Different types of jobs and ways to make money. Yeah.
I mean, because like for me, I do this, right? But the ultimate goal is the relationship with artists and with people, to getting to understand the industries, getting to understand the thought processes. Of course, it's interacting with my community over the long term, but you can't tell me that at some point, if I needed to do something different, or if I had the right opportunity, if I could work directly with somebody that I meet through this process, that I wouldn't go for it. Of course I would. Who wouldn't? Not because, well, screw it, let's do that. It's because I've found my love for doing this, talking to people, knowing about music, how it works, how people are collabing, all the ins and outs, behind the scenes stuff. I really like it. To me, that's my favorite part. So that would be a dream for me, but something that would work around being maybe just able to still do this. But do I think that in 15 years, I'm going to have this background and I'm going to be sitting right here? No. I'm hoping that, it goes somewhere. Yeah. It's always elevating, always leveling up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
got to be the goal.
There's a lot of value in just interacting with a lot of people and meeting people, and you never know when you meet that one person who's going to take you to the next level,
Right.
So it's you never. The more you get to know people, you interact with people, you are kind to other people, the more opportunities just multiply, and you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know if you met somebody today, and in 15 years time they're somewhere, then they can give you help you with something. You never know.
No, exactly. You just never know. And it's kind of fun. It kind of makes it interesting, but I love to hear about how people got into what they're doing, how you got into like playing guitar, how you got into releasing your music, like what pushes you to do that. I know that you coach, but like when it comes to making a song, like what inspires you to say, I'm feeling froggy today, I'm going to make a song? Is it like a drawn out process? Is it a write it in 24 hours? Is it this has been 6 years in the making? Like, I'm just curious because it's a part of me that I don't have that creative brain. Like, I don't think that way. And so, but I'm really nosy and I always want to know what people are thinking.
Yeah. Well, so I started playing music. I started just playing guitar, like I said, when I was 6, and I've been playing guitar my whole life. But what really made me, because actually the ultimate goal would be for me in the future to not have to coach people, and I would want to just live off of my music and just I would want to just create music and put it out there and make a living with that. But so I guess what makes me want to create music is whenever what motivates me the most is when I hear music from other people that inspire me, or that make me feel like wow, this is crazy. I can't believe this band or this artist or this person wrote that piece of music. That's incredible. I want to do the same. So that's really what sparks in me, usually the motivation to go and write a song. I've always felt that way. When I was a kid, when I was 11 years old, I was listening to Metallica, and I was thinking, one day I want to be like that, and I want to create the music. I want to make music like they're making, and I want to be on stage playing solos like them. And so, that's what motivates me. I look up to these people, and even to this day, I listen to artists. I use Spotify, but I'm a paying user of Spotify. New music pops up on my playlists, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is amazing. This is crazy. Who's this artist? And I look them up, and I want to do this. I want to do something as good as that. So I guess,
Right.
yeah.
No, I get that
Because I have the means.
You have the means.
Because I know how to do it. I know
Yeah.
how to. I'm sorry. We keep cutting each other. The delay. Yeah, you were saying?
No, you said you had the means and you know how to go about it, right?
Yeah, I have. I know how to play music. I know how to write music. I know how to record music. So I can do it. It's not like I listen to something, I feel like it's good, and I wish I can, but at least try. So yeah.
No, that's awesome, because I was going to say I know that there's people have different processes, and some people, like, when they want to write something, it always comes from somewhere outside of, like, other music, or they'll shut themselves off from other music because, yeah, there's inspiration, but they don't want it to influence. They don't want it to influence them. I've heard that before. And then I've also, some people do, like, it's pure emotion. Like, they literally have the lyrics down to a point based on an emotional state that they're in, and then they build the song or the beat, whatever is around it. Like, if they're a rapper, they have they find a beat that matches with what they think their lyrics, and then they kind of mush it all, make it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that people need to lean into being influenced by people. I think that's awesome.
I think we all are influenced by other people, whether it's subconscious or conscious. We all are. No one's creating something out of the blue that's, even a rap song. I guess you wrote the text, but you used words that already exist. But you wrote lyrics, but it's still rap music. Somebody before you created rap music, and rap music was there. So we are inspired by other things, and we absorb all that stuff, whether it's subconscious or not. We absorb it all, and we have it in us. We have it in us, I guess. Everything just kind of, it's there. No one reinvents the wheel, even though we want to feel like we've just created that new thing. Your entire life you've been absorbing things, and so yes, you are influenced, maybe not directly, but at least indirectly. And I also, as far as rap music and in the hip-hop culture, I feel like it's a little bit different than in the rock genre, because in rock we create, there's a lot of rappers that focus all their energy on the text and the lyrics, and they will collaborate with somebody who made the music. So it's not all the time, but I guess a lot of times it's like that. So there's a beat that matches, the vibe of the lyrics, but in rock, as far as the way I do it is, I write the music, I make the music, and then I'll write lyrics that match the music that I wrote.
I get
The
what you're
vibe
saying.
of the music.
No, I get that, because you're not just writing the lyrics, you're actually writing the entirety of the song. You're writing the feel of it on every level, the feel of it from the musicality to how it's going to sound, how the parts are going to fit together. And And I get that completely. I mean, it's a totally different approach than, other genres. And
Yeah.
I mean, I like it because I know a lot of people who really, really, really wish they could, you know, perform with live bands. They just absolutely
Yeah.
adore live bands. And, not all music is translatable to a live band, but
Yeah.
except the ones that are written for live bands, that's a little different, right?
Yeah. It's
Especially
different.
if it's written for you to sit there and actually play the song.
And do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because it was written on live instruments.
Exactly.
It's just a different process to creation process. Everything about it is different. And not to say one is better. They're just completely different ways of creating music.
Right.
And and you also have like the classical music genre, which is completely another thing completely. They don't write music or they don't create music for the most part. All they do is replay what Beethoven and Mozart wrote 500 years ago, 400 years ago, 300
Right.
years ago. And then that's what the goal is, to reproduce exactly what's on the paper and make it sound like it was 300, 200 years ago. So that's another vibe. You have the jazz music, which is another completely different approach. Jazz is, let's play the same songs over and over again, but we'll improvise on them. So it's always the same, take the A Train, the standards, the jazz standards, or Fly Me to the Moon, all those classic American tunes, and let's improvise new solos and new stuff on them. That's a completely different approach.
No, absolutely. I mean, and like I said, I think I just put myself in the eye. That was great. I actually think that one of the coolest parts is you have the musicality to be able to create, with the guitar and, jumping into different genres with different bands and stuff gives you those different vibes. And I don't think there's any genre that's a be all end all for everybody. I just don't. I just don't, because I think that people hear things that resonate with them, no matter what genre it is, or whether they want to admit it or not. And there are different approaches, and I think people that can be open to the different approaches and willing to try things differently. Not saying that you would create a song in a totally different process. That's not what I mean. More like be willing to jump in with a genre that doesn't process theirs as you do, but still try it out and add your thing to it. I think is pretty cool.
I'm learning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a super
Whenever
fan
I do
of
that-
covers. Like, I love rock covers. Like, rock covers, pop. Like, pop goes hard rock kind of stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's just
Genre
goes on
flip
in
it.
rock. Yeah. And jazz musicians do that also.
Mm-hmm.
They will do a pop song, but with a 1940s sound or 1950s sound.
I've
that's
heard those,
super cool too. Super creative. Those female singers, they dress like in the 20s or the 30s. It's so cool to watch.
I just saw one the
That's
other
it,
day.
it's here.
I can't remember her name. I just saw one. She looked like a pinup. I mean, she looked like a gorgeous, like, her hair was on point. Like, she looked like not a pinup model, but like, you know what I'm talking about.
I know. I know. What
Those
you mean.
pictures from then, they're just absolutely beautiful, and she did an amazing job. I think she did "Creep" is what she did.
Yeah. I
then-
think I've seen this. Yes. Yeah. On YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen this.
I just think that people that are open to, as a person, as a listener, as an artist, as anyone that has anything to do with music in any capacity, I said the more open you are to different styles, processes, artists, sounds, except for the toilet flushing and the whistle, that
Well,
that
some
one could
people
just
like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for them.
I
But
need
no,
to
but the
find that
more you
song.
learn and the more you're open to those different approaches, the better you'll be. That's for sure. The better you'll be, because you'll have all this new information and all of this knowledge of how other people do it in other genres, and you'll have all this information. The better you'll be. That's for sure.
And if nothing else, for the skeptics that are like, oh no, I'm a ride or die this genre fan, cool. But if you're open to other stuff and you hear it and at least give it a try, you don't have to love it. You could just re-solidify your ride or die status. I mean, it just doesn't hurt. to open up to new stuff, you know. And obviously you're super good at doing that because you are literally jumping in with bands that have a similar sound, some that don't have a similar sound, and
Yeah.
adding your piece to it. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, like I said, I'm learning, and that's the most valuable thing that I get from that. I'm learning how other guys do it, and how it happens in other communities and cultures and subcultures. So yeah.
no, I mean, I think that's great. What I've heard from you, I love.
Thank you.
Personally, and I love when you post on Instagram and you're just like destroying it. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like,
Thank you.
because I have no musical talent at all. I think I can hum a little.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
about it.
it's better than nothing. You can play that song on the piano. If
Yeah, I can.
you
I really
still
can.
remember it.
I do. I just don't have like I don't have a keyboard or anything, but I get to one and I'm like,
Yeah.
look at me.
Yeah.
You know, and I go
Yeah.
all out for like, you know, the 5 seconds of the song that I know, and then I'm like, see,
Yeah.
I'm awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Cool,
tried that
yeah.
for a friend in junior high once. And I was like, look what I can do. And I get up on the piano on the stage in the auditorium, right? We were screwing around. And she goes, oh, that's great. You did, oh, that's wow. So she sits down and she plays My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Just by memory. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oops. Like, I was
Yeah.
thinking I was queen stuff there, right? And she just destroyed me. And I was like, okay, so we're not doing that one again with strangers.
Yeah.
It was great though. But no, like I said, I do love your music, and I do like when I see you on other tracks. It gets me onto other artists that I didn't know. And
Yeah.
then I usually will click one or two songs of theirs. If, let's say, you're on somebody's, you know, featuring you, right? I'll watch that, and then I'll go on their page and I'll click a couple just to kind of see.
Yeah. Yeah.
For better
That's
or
the
for
whole point.
worse. Exactly.
That's the whole point. People that came through them will discover me. People that came to their page first will go, hey, who's that guy? And click on my songs, and they may or may not like it, but at least they will have seen me, and you know, oh, okay, now I know who this dude is.
Yeah, and I think it's a concept that they understand what it's supposed to do, but I don't think people pull it off that well, just depending on their sincerity. Some people,
Yeah.
like, they do features for the money. They just want the money.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah,
walk away, and they don't do that, you know, kind of mutual pushing, just, you know, help
Yeah.
each other out. It doesn't matter if you're big, they're small, you're big. It doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
just think that if you're going to be on someone's track, I mean, you might as well be like, hey, I was on this track, man. Even like a mention in passing, but I think people don't do that as much.
Yeah. I mean, I can't lie, and I can't deny the fact that I've done it. Some people have approached me as more of a, you know, I'll hire you as a hired gun. Do you want to play a song? But that's a completely different thing to do. I'm being hired as a musician, as just a musician,
Right.
not as me for who I am. They want the sound of the guitar.
Yeah, they want
So
the
that's-
sound,
that's
not your
the-
name.
Yeah, exactly. I would not go and charge money for having my name on your track. If I don't want to do it, I'm just going to tell you no. You know, but some people have a name and a reputation. They'll go and charge a lot of money. Some of the, you know, sometimes it's, you know, crazy prices just to have. You know, people will go and pay thousands of dollars to have a verse, you know, sung by this rapper, to have him on your track, and then it looks cool because you have him on your track. What people have to understand is most of the time they just paid a lot of money, so it's not like they're friends or whatever. If I don't want to collab on somebody's track, I'll say no. It's happened to me last week. Somebody sent me a track and I was not interested. I said no, and you know, politely. But if I'm gonna collab on somebody's track, if I want somebody to collab on my track, it's got to be mutual. I got to be into it. I gotta feel it. I can't go and play my heart out if I don't like what I hear, or if it doesn't resonate with me, it's gonna, people are gonna, see through me not being there.
No, I got
You
you.
know what I
I
mean?
understand. No, I
Yeah.
absolutely understand. And I sincerely respect your approach to it, because I can't say much, because as not a musician, who the hell am I to judge how people handle that? However, anyone that can sit there and say, look, I do things because I'm interested, they resonate with me, it's something that I rock with, pun
Yeah.
intended, then that brings more respect from me for what that's worth. Like, more respect than somebody who's like, dropping features left and right because, they're like, well, you want me on your track, just pay me $50. I'm like, I get you need
Yeah.
to make rent, but you also trying to build your brand and build your name. So you just can't be
Yeah.
dropping that willy nilly. Now, hiring you as
Yeah.
part of the band is a different, or part of as a musician
Yeah.
is different, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you've got your
Completely different.
classical pianists, but then you also have the ones that play with the orchestra and the symphony, right?
Yeah.
And there's a big difference between the two. And I just
Yeah.
respect the fact that if it's something you're not into, that you say no.
Yeah.
You don't just do it just cause, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for me as an independent artist, I need to do things that I can't do things that are gonna make me look bad, or I can't risk the tiny little, you know, fan base that I have, and I can't risk losing them because I just did something that I did not resonate with, or something that's completely against my values, or whatever.
Right? You have to be true to who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get that completely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a notification just pop up. It told me that it
Yeah.
said, I don't even know what it said. It said something about my water bill. That was nice.
Oh.
It was down in the corner. I was like,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, and I appreciate it, because there's a lot of people that are out, like I said, out there to make a quick buck, and they don't actually
Yeah.
love what they're doing. Like, they do, but they only will love it if they think they can make it big, huge, insane. They're not there for any other reason than trying to further themselves into famous status. Like, they have no integrity in their work. They have no integrity in their what they're doing and what they're saying. They're not protecting their brand. They're just slapping everything they can out there, hoping something just blows them up, right? And
Well,
I just can't respect that. I just can't.
yeah. Yeah. It's because most of the time those people are after the fame. They don't care about the music. They don't care about what they do. What they want is the respect and the fame and the status, which kind of goes to show that you must be pretty damn insecure to be to be needing all that fame and all that status. Like,
Yeah.
if you respect who you are, if you love yourself, if you love what you do, you don't need validation from others.
Right.
You respect, you feel good enough. You feel like what you're doing is good enough, and it has to be shared with the world. You don't need the fame. The fame will come to you because people will see that in you. So, yeah.
The attitude of, the world deserves to hear my amazingness.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
well.
you're welcome,
Yeah.
world. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because I honestly think that if you don't think you're one of the best, you're never going to be the best. If you don't think you're good at what you do and aren't striving to always do better, then how are you ever going to grow? I'm not the best
But I believe it.
at what I'm doing right now, because, I mean, obviously I'm disappearing into the ether again. However,
Yeah.
I'm damn good at what I do. I'm damn good with my community, and, I have a great time doing it, and I learn every day. I learn how not to apparently disappear. I'm truly trying. If you've noticed, I'm trying to make myself a floating head. I figure if I'm going to disappear, I might as well, like, I don't know. I'm trying.
Oh, so far so good.
Well, I'm halfway there. No, but it's why I appreciate talking to people who are I'm not saying that I've talked to people who aren't like real musicians, but I really like talking to people who they feel it here and they feel it in their soul. Like it's just who they are. It's a piece of who they are as people. It's
Yeah.
it absorbs a lot of their life. A lot of them do things musically as a career and or you know, like you obviously you coach and stuff like that. So it just it takes a special kind of person to just be musically inclined and to do things out of pure love for
Yeah.
for it, you know,
Yeah.
without the background motivation of oh hey wolf the background motivation of like money and fame. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like if you had the most your favorite artist, right? Your favorite artist was like let's do something. I mean, and you're like, well, this is kind of like, I don't know, auto-tuned pop,
Yeah.
like bubblegum girl music. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still consider it. I mean, you know, but the
Yeah.
fact that you'd hesitate is more than a lot of people would do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's your integrity. It's,
Yeah. But you know what? If I respect the music and um, it could be poppy, it could be bubblegum, it could be all that auto tune. If I think it's very well done and there's a lot of talent and involved and stuff, I will respect it. And I might not, want to be a part of it, but I respect, just to say that I respect a lot of pop music because
I do too.
some pop music was created with the intent of making money. The music is literally composed and written with one goal in mind. Let's make it the catchiest thing that will stay in people's minds and that people will want to buy it and buy the byproducts or the not the byproducts but the products that we'll make out of it.
Merch?
This is different. There's pop music that's just popular and really big because it's good. Because it's so good that a lot of people love it. We're talking about Celine Dion. She's a pop singer. She's freaking talented. Like beyond talented. And she's not there because she's I don't think she's a business. Yes, she's a business, but it's not the goal was to share her talent to the world. That's what I believe.
Kudasari just
Not
commented.
fake.
She says one of my friends shared a video of someone auto-tuning a goat, like an actual farm animal, and it sounded really good. And what's funny is Cliff Beats posted that I think last night or this morning, and I saw it. So I've seen that video you're talking about, and it's hilarious because, like, you think you know what you're like. Are they saying bad? Like, and then you see it flip to the actual picture of the goat, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he said better than some of my clients is what he said.
Wow.
But,
but now it's crazy what you can do with, computers and algorithms. You can make somebody sound really good and decent with auto-tune. Yeah. But it is what it is.
I think that I'm beyond the help of auto-tune.
Oh, I don't know. In 2022, they can take interviews on TV and auto-tune them into songs that sound freaking good. So, if they can take a goat, I think they can do it. Anything.
Well, I'd like to think that I can sing better than a goat.
Yes. Hopefully.
Maybe. But no, do you have anything coming up that's getting released soon? I
haven't announced it yet, but I will now.
You can if you want. You don't have to, but you can.
I will. August 12th. August 12th. My next single will come out. I called it "A Story to Tell."
Oh, nice.
The story of myself. So, yeah, in a song, in a 3-minute song, with a story to tell.
No, that's awesome. You said August 12th?
Yeah, August 12th.
I'm writing it
I'll
down.
announce it on my social media, on everywhere, and yeah.
No,
If you
that's
follow
awesome.
me, you'll see it. Yeah.
No, because I'm obsessed with like new music. I like I try to post it like for what, and I say this a lot for what it's worth. Like I post it on like my social media. I'll post it in my Discord. I'll tell people when
Oh,
it
thank
drops.
you so much.
I mean, because I think that support comes with no strings, and I think it's kind of unconditional, unless you do
Yeah.
something as a person to disrespect or offend, and then I'm not gonna like be a jerk about it. I'm just gonna exit stage left, and
Yeah.
But aside from that, I really think that supporting people is more than just throwing money. Sometimes it can be giving your time. It can be
Absolutely. Yeah.
letting people know, or even if you're not saying forcing people to, you have to go see this right now, putting it somewhere where someone's bored one day, and that's what my server does. People get bored and they're like, I'm bored, I'm gonna click on something, and they go through and they find it, and I mean, it doesn't matter, that's all it takes. And that's just one more.
Yeah, every single stream, click, appearance, occasion, whatever, it all counts. It all adds up.
It really
all adds
does.
up. And I guess that's something that people that are after the fame and the big fame right away, they don't see it that way. So they don't build a community. They don't see that one person counts. Every single listener and fan and potential fan counts. They want the big audience now, and it doesn't happen. Because it doesn't happen. It's one at a time.
No, absolutely. And the people that, no matter how big they get, that each person matters to the extent of their capability. So, like, if you're living your real life, you're doing your job, you are making music, who's to say, let's say you're collabing with somebody, you're on tour, whatever the combination may be, you can't always be responsible for every single person ever clicks on your stuff. However, if here and here that matters to you, that's all it matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Because
I heard a story. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard a story about Ed Sheeran, who was really, before he got big, he was really in that mindset of every single person counts, every fan counts. Let's build a community. Let's networking, and stuff. And he had done a show at probably like a local pub or something. And two people showed up and said, "Hey man, we loved your set. We would love you to sing at our wedding." And he said, "You know what? I promise you that I'll do it." And 4 or 5 years later, he was this big, huge pop star. And those people messaged him and said, "Hey, do you remember we met at a pub? Well, our wedding is in a couple months." And he literally went and sang at their wedding.
Aww.
So that just goes to show that, you know what I mean? Like he's still, even though he was a big, huge star, still stayed true to his values.
No, absolutely, and that matters, especially when when people become somebody really big, and it doesn't even have to be super, super, super stardom. It could be big enough that you literally you just can't keep up with comments. You just can't keep up with every message. Where that's that moment where artists have to step back and go, I have to have a team handle this for me. I have that moment. There is a disconnect, but however, it doesn't mean that people matter less. And I think that a lot of people think that the bigger artists don't give a crap about them. I think they do to a point. Not all of them, but I think some of them still do.
Yeah. I think most, genuine artists do.
I do so.
It's not just like that in with successful artists. I think it's like that in business as well. Every customer counts. Every customer, even if it's just somebody. Let's say you have Starbucks. Every customer that comes in and buys a coffee is a dollar that they give to you, so that you can be richer, or so you can feed your family. Literally, doesn't matter the size of your business.
Right.
Every customer counts, because if a customer is unhappy, he's going to go and tell the other customer, and you never know how much damage one unhappy customer can cause. And not to say that it's their fault, but you know, and the opposite is also true. One happy customer can really help you grow exponentially. So every customer, every experience counts.
No,
And
I
it
absolutely
all
agree.
matters.
That's a really good way to put it too. Because, by the way, if you ever really want to like tell a company that something's messed up, go on Twitter. They protect their
Yeah.
Twitter images. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
tag some big companies in Twitter, and see how fast their customer service finds you. Like
Yeah.
that. I've had
Yeah.
Hulu, Google. We went after TikTok because they, a friend of ours, Billy Wilkins. He does Omegle. He plays guitar and sings and stuff. He's pretty awesome.
Nice.
They took him, his biggest platform's TikTok, millions of viewers. They took him down saying he was 12. It's a grown ass man. Like,
Yeah. That was totally a mistake.
it was, but they wouldn't fix it for like 2 weeks. He was fighting them. So we kept going after TikTok on, on Twitter. Like,
Sure.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, like, pay attention.
Yeah.
With his beard and, his date of birth. I mean, he literally, I think he's like 30. So it was like,
Yeah. Hey, you can't be 12.
but yeah, Twitter, that's a good place to, but I do agree with you. I do think that you see it on like, what is it? Undercover Boss, where
Yes.
they're
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
they care. Like these, not, it depends on who it is. Like they
Yeah.
own the company. It's gotten really big. They built it up really high. They're making a lot of money and they get a disconnect from their employees.
Yeah.
And they go in there and they're just shocked at some of the things that happen or that they didn't know about. And they try
Yeah.
super hard to connect on some type of level. And I know that,
Yeah.
artists,
Absolutely.
authors are the same way. When I have a lot of author friends. When I speak to them, they're the same way. Those comments about how their book or someone's song or even, what's up, Keto? A live stream, when people come back and say, hey, that really resonated with me and that changed something for me. I really needed that. That helped me through a moment or, whatever the case may be. I think that those moments, a lot of people really, that's what makes it worthwhile to put your stuff out
Yeah.
there, is to have somebody just be like, like that's perfect.
Yeah. Even if it just helps one person,
Exactly.
then it's better than zero. One person is better. If you made somebody's day better, that's good.
Yeah,
Right?
because I only scroll on Instagram when I'm like in a mood. I
Yeah.
usually never scroll through any feeds. And when I see
Yeah.
something like I saw when you had posted that you were just doing the guitar, and I was like, I went down my list, sent it to everybody, like, check this out. That's a good
Thank you.
feeling. It's a good feeling though,
Yeah.
as a consumer, to
Yeah.
see something like, it's like, oh, there's a cat. Oh, there's another cat.
Yeah.
There's somebody advertising, and then it's like, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Wow, here's
just-
something different.
It perked me up completely. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
It was
Cool.
just at that moment I needed that, and it, you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
big or small. It could save someone's life, or it could just make them smile.
Absolutely.
Whatever you can do. I mean, I think kindness
Yeah.
is free. It should be given generously without any strings attached to it. It doesn't
Yeah.
cost anybody anything. It just takes an extra second, and it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. So,
Yeah. You're right. And it changes the world little by little. You know?
and it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect, and I think that music can
Absolutely.
resonate with people. Making good music and putting good music out there, keeping to your word, your integrity, your brand, who you are. I think all of that
Yeah.
matters. Being personable, connecting with your audience. Like, I think all of that leads to, good community. And down the road, you can always look back and say, yeah, you like own this is who I am. That's exactly who I am. And I love who I am,
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. Stay true to your values and to who you are, and then
I know a couple people that can play guitar, man. And I was like, why did I try to learn piano? Why didn't I go for guitar?
Yeah. I mean,
That's like the coolest thing. I play Guitar Hero. I'm like, I can't even do that.
well, what's funny? I can't play Guitar Hero at all. I just can't. I'm just too used to a real guitar. So whenever I try to play that thing, I'm like, I suck at video games too, so.
Yeah, I do
That's
too.
mad.
But no,
Yeah.
I just sometimes I'm like, man, that'd be the coolest thing. Then people play drums, like, man, I should play drums.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
people
that's
play
really cool,
a
too.
triangle really well. I'm like, I should have played a triangle. Or they play an accordion. I'm like, damn it, I missed my calling. But no,
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you taking the time. I mean, love your music. I really do. And all the stuff that you've
Yeah.
done, and the stuff that's coming down the pike, I'm sure is going to be awesome too. You know, getting to talk to you and hearing I had a brain fart, your take and your opinion, and you know how that respect and integrity that you have,
Yeah.
and the openness that you have to other genres and all this different stuff. Like, it just, I really appreciate it, because that was really cool to know, honestly.
I mean, that's what I think. That's what I do, and I'm glad to share it with you. And I appreciate that you reached out to me for this interview.
No,
I love
absolutely.
to know people, meet people, have a chat. It's great.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're absolutely welcome anytime. I mean,
Yeah.
we've already been going for about an hour and 15 minutes at this point.
Time flies. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're probably going to wrap this up. I got to get back to packing. I think my mom sent me about
Yeah.
8 messages so far.
All right.
Did you get it? I'm like, I'm busy, Mom. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, my mom is helping, and we're moving my daughter in with her tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you taking the time, and everybody that's here in the chat is hanging out with us. His YouTube channel is in the description below. Make sure you go check it out. Just doesn't matter.
Thank you.
One song, just go click on it, take a look.
Thank you very much.
If you enjoy it, subscribe, drop a comment.
I
You guys,
appreciate it a lot.
y'all know what to do. Like, come on, y'all do this all the time. But absolutely. And if there's anything you need from any of us, you just jump in the Discord, let us know. What's up, Desiree? Just jump in and let us know, or hit me up on Instagram or wherever you want. And Tanya. And definitely, if you ever have something coming down the pike and you want some eyeballs on it, I mean, it could be 5 eyeballs or 20 or whatever. Shoot it my way too, or
Yeah.
drop it in the Discord.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Appreciate. Thank you so much. It was great meeting you. And meeting people, and I mean, I love meeting people, having a chat. You're a great person. I appreciate the opportunity, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes, Desiree. He
Yeah.
plays guitar very well.
Yeah, I try.
He plays guitar very well, and I'll drop some links in the Discord after we get off here, just so that you guys can have a couple videos to take a look peek at. And other than that, we'll probably see y'all in the next one.
Yeah, cool.
No,
Hey, thank you so much, and yeah, have a great day.
all right. We will see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.